Imagine this, you're crawling on your hands and knees across the Sahara, lips cracked like dry earth, vision blurring, 3 days without a single drop. And you know science says you're already dead tomorrow. 10 meters away, a Tuareg nomad in flowing indigo robes casually dismounts his camel, yawns, and tells you he hasn't tasted water in 16 days. He looks healthier than you do after a weekend binge. How is this human even alive, let alone walking, laughing, and about to cross another 500 kilometers of pure hell? Stay until the very end, because the final secret they kept for absolute desperation is so extreme most modern survival. Experts refuse to talk about it, but it saved entire caravans. What's up, legends? It's historical architect uncovered here. And today, we're going deep, really deep into one of the craziest feats of human survival ever. How ancient and medieval desert nomads, the Bedouins, Tuareg, Berbers, Teda, and even the forgotten Garamantes could travel for weeks, sometimes over a month, across waterless wastelands that would kill a SEAL team in days. No GPS, no solar stills, no energy gels, just camels, cloth, plants, and a terrifying amount of biological and environmental genius. By the end of this video, you will know exactly how they turned the most hostile place on the planet into a highway. Let's dive in. Let's start with the absolute king of the desert, the one-humped dromedary camel. Forget everything you think you know about ships of the desert. This animal is a walking miracle of evolution. A 600-kilogram camel can gulp down 140 to 200 liters of water in under 3 minutes. Picture filling a bathtub with a garden hose on full blast, and then seal itself shut for up to 21 days in winter, 10 to 14 days in the height of summer. How? First, its kidneys are insane. THEY can reabsorb 96 to 98% of the water from urine, producing pee that looks more like syrup than liquid. Second, camel red blood cells are oval, not round like ours. So even when the blood thickens to almost sludge from dehydration, it still flows. Third, body temperature can swing from 34 degrees Celsius at night to 41 degrees Celsius during the day without triggering sweat, saving liters per hour. And the hump pure fat. Every 1 gram of fat burned releases 1.1 grams of metabolic water. Over the course of 2 weeks, that single hum can produce 200 to 250 liters of water inside the camel's own body. The camel isn't carrying water in the hump like a myth. It's manufacturing it on demand. That's why a caravan of 50 camels was literally a moving reservoir that could keep 50 humans alive almost indefinitely if managed right. But humans still need to drink. So the nomads became masters of storage and cooling long before electricity existed. Their primary container was the Qirbah, a full goat skin sewn inside out with the fur still on the outside. Why inside out? The natural lanolin and oils in the skin create a semi-permeable membrane that lets a tiny amount of water evaporate through the walls, cooling the remaining 30 to 40 liters inside by up to 18 degrees Celsius below ambient air. Hang it on the north-facing, shady side of the camel. Wrap it in a wet wool blanket, and the moving air turns it into an ancient swamp cooler. Water inside stayed at minus 25 degrees Celsius, even when the sand hit 70 degrees Celsius. Multiple Qirbahs were lashed together in a lattice, so air flowed between them, increasing the cooling effect. Some caravans carried wooden barrels too, but goatskins were lighter and, crucially, if one burst, you only lost 40 liters, not the entire load. Now, the biggest lie we're told in survival school is drink constantly. Sip little and often. The nomads did the exact opposite and lived longer because of it. From childhood, they trained their bodies to operate in permanent mild dehydration. Their diet was almost salt-free. Dates, dried camel cheese, cold kishk, clarified butter, and huge amounts of fresh or fermented camel milk. Camel milk is 86 to 90% water, yet packed with fat and sugar. So 1 liter delivers hydration plus 700 calories, and almost no sodium, meaning almost none of it is peed out. A grown warrior could cross the hottest day on 800 milliliters of milk and 300 grams of dates, producing maybe 100 milliliters of urine total. They also chewed constantly either a small smooth pebble, a piece of frankincense resin, or a date pit to stimulate saliva and suppress the psychological sensation of thirst. Modern experiments with Bedouin volunteers in the Negev showed They can drop daily water need to under 1.2 liters in 45 degrees Celsius heat, while staying perfectly functional, something impossible for untrained Westerners. Clothing wasn't fashion. It was climate armor. The famous black or indigo robes of the Tuareg absorb heat on the outer layer while the loose fit creates a vertical chimney. Cool air enters at the ankles, warms, rises, and exits at the neck, pulling sweat away from the skin so efficiently that you lose 30 to 40% less moisture than in tight clothes. The headscarf, or tagelmust, is 4 to 8 meters long for a reason. By day, it blocks sun and sand. By night, it becomes a pillow. In emergencies, they soaked it in the little urine they did produce, let it dry into salt crystals, then used it as a desalination filter for brackish wells. In the 1940s, the Wehrmacht tested, captured clothing against their own tropical uniforms and found the traditional robes kept core temperature a -3 degrees Celsius lower under identical conditions. Travel rhythm was sacred. Caravans almost never moved in daylight during summer. They rested in shade from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m., slept, then marched from dusk till mid-morning the next day. Night temperatures can drop -35 degrees Celsius within an hour of sunset. Sweat rates fall to almost zero. Camels barely breathe hard, and humans lose maybe 300 to 400 milliliters through respiration instead of 2 to 3 liters sweating under the sun. A 300-kilometer stretch that would empty every Qirbah in 5 days of daytime marching could be done in 12 nights with water to spare. Then come the invisible water sources we completely miss today. Dew in the desert sounds ridiculous until you see it done at scale. The Tuareg and the ancient Libyans before them used dew ponds. Shallow 50 to 100 meter wide depressions scraped in the sand, lined with flat, dark stones. At night, the stones radiate heat to the clear sky faster than the surrounding sand, dropping their temperature -12 degrees Celsius below air. Moisture condenses on the stones and runs into a central clay-lined pit. One good night could yield 50 to 200 liters for an entire caravan. Smaller trek, they dragged a goatskin or wool fleece tied to a rope behind the last camel. Just before dawn, by the time the sun rose, the fleece was soaked and could be wrung out for 3 to 5 liters of pure distilled water. In the central Sahara, some tribes still clear football field-sized patches of bushes and collect dew with sheep wool sponges every morning. Plants were emergency, life insurance. The desert is full of living bottles, if you know where to look. Tetanda bushka paris decidua has a taproot that swells like a giant carrot and can hold 8 to 15 liters of slightly bitter but drinkable water. The desert gordo handles citralos, colasintis, is poisonous if eaten, but the pulp, when crushed and strained through cloth, gives 300 to 600 milliliters of clear fluid per fruit. The gurdog plant stores water in its leaves like aloe. The resin of the acacia tree was chewed not just for thirst, but because it contains hygroscopic compounds that pull moisture from the air onto your tongue. And in the absolute worst case, when the caravan was down to its last camel and still days from a well, they turned to the animal itself. The rumen, the first stomach, holds 15 to 30 liters of plant-filtered liquid that smells like death but has already been purified by the camel's own biology. Tribes had strict ritual for this. Only the leader drank first to prove it was safe. Then women and children, then men. It saved thousands of lives on the 40 days road. There was one final, almost mythical technique that almost no outsider ever saw, and most Bedouin elders still hesitate to mention. Deliberate hypovolemic adaptation combined with controlled bloodletting. When a caravan was truly out of everything, camels collapsing, no dew, no plants, they would select the strongest young men, cut a small vein in the arm, and collect 300 to 500 milliliters of blood into a bowl. Plasma's 92% water. They mixed the plasma with a little milk or date juice and drank it back slowly over hours. It's not cannibalism. It's boring your own future hydration. The body quickly replaces plasma volume within 24 to 48 hours if given even minimal fluid later. Historical accounts from Ibn Battuta and 19th century explorers describe caravans that survived 28 to 32 days. This way, when storms buried the wells, modern medicine calls it insane. The desert called it Tuesday. So, let's put it all together. A master nomad crossing the Sahara 1,000 years ago had a camel producing its own water from fat, goatskin fridges keeping water cold, a diet that turned every calorie into hydration, clothing that air-conditioned him, night marching that slashed losses, dew farms, secret plants, rumen reserves, and if every star aligned wrong, the willingness to drink his own plasma to see the next sunrise. That's how a family of 6 + 20 camels could leave Darfur with 400 liters of water, cross 1,200 kilometers of pure sand in 38 days, and arrive in Egypt fatter and richer than when they left. If this changed how you see ancient engineering, hit that like button and also subscribe this channel for more rediscovered genius. And tell me in the comments, what other mysteries should we uncover next?